Hey guys, Paul Barrett, Backyard Engineering, back again. Please like, share and subscribe to my videos so you give me a bit more incentive to make some more. Haven't really been on recently, but here we go. So, my beloved father decided to buy this Mark III Zodiac the other day. Oh, why would you buy a scabby Mark III Zodiac? Anyway, she was white. I just quickly rattle canned it black just to make it look a little tad more acceptable to the neighbours at the time. So, yes, so the guy said that it ran off a can. We managed to get it running off a can. It took like ages to start. It was sparking all over the show. It wouldn't run. There was no exhaust manifold on it. There was no throttle linkages. Yeah, it was a right mare. So, yep, out with the old, in with the new. So, I went and bought myself a little 320D BMW M47, and I thought, yeah, that'll do. Then I had exactly the same problem that I had with the Triumph Dolomite. The M47, the oil pump and the sump is in the rear by the flywheel, and it wants to live where the steering and suspension and all the rest of it is. If I'd gone for a 3 litre D, it would have been straight in. So, yeah, it was what it was. What I did is I unbolted the front suspension and I turned it around 180 degrees. And that then cleared the sump, but then I had the problem with the anti-roll bar on the front, wouldn't allow me to run any steering linkages. So I ended up binning that whole lot, and I've put the 320B E46 front suspension on there. Basically, it bolts up through the chassis the same as it does on the BMW. I've just put the strut top plates off the BMW on there, and I've made a couple mountings for the trailing arms, and that all fits nicely. And then I took the end of the steering column and I cut that off the steering box, and I've basically welded a tube between the lower section of the E46. Basically, I've got the BMW steering, suspension, brakes, everything up front. I got as far as getting them radiator mounted. I've got to make some turbo pipes, and then I've got to figure out what I'm going to do with the brakes. Either way, and as we can see, she's a tad rotten in places, but she's going to get some point and shoot MIG welding. Now, I love the smell of these old cars. Oh, the creaking door. Brilliant. But here's an interesting one. So this is the Smith's aftermarket digital clock. What gets me, can I get down here? Slow and fast. So does that mean that you've physically got to set the speed of time on your accessory? So unless your seconds is exactly right, or I don't know, is this minutes or is it just fast hours? But answers on a postcard on that one. Oh, I'm not even gonna tell you what my thought was on that. Yeah, give you a clue. How would you set it? But yeah, I got all the steering column all in, so I had to modify the clutch pedal ever so slightly to allow me to give me space to put the column through. But I can actually turn the steering, so she's all good. The problem is you've got top mount at this. Where's my finger? Top mount at this end, and the bottom of the steering column would have gone into the steering box, so that's your top and bottom mounting. Obviously now I've got rid of the steering box, the UJ further down is free floating, so I've just got to brace this column so it hasn't got up and down, side to side movement. That's the centre of the steering wheel, which would be up there somewhere. I've marked that closely so I know where the gear stick is going to be coming through the floor. Oh, I love the smell of the inside of this car. So, that is going to be the next pile of turd on the road. Looking for 2 more style 32s for the rear. This is 5x114.3, so I'm going to have to redrill that to 5x120, but I think the style 32 suits any car which you put them on. be it Opal Manta, pile of black turd. But yeah, I got this to deal with as well. Somebody says that I could just get that polished out by Autoglass. Going to be the winter car. I'm reckoning 2 litres of satin black over the top after I weld the sills and everything up. Yeah, this is going to be set of black and silvers, lead sled. Layers dudes, like, share and subscribe. Another video coming up real soon on metric TRX wheels. I just got to clear a space in the shed to actually make that video because it is an absolute shit tip in here. Layers!